Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namah Shri Yadirajaya Vivekananda Surai Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharini. Respected members of the faculty of this prestigious esteemed institution of the country, the brilliant and the future scientists of India, and the organizers of this very special event, I convey my greetings, love and namaskars to all of you. And what a day it is in the history of India, 12th January, which has been declared by the Government of India in 1985 as the National Youth Day, to commemorate, to remind the younger generation the need of a strong icon, a leader, a guide, who can bring about a renaissance, who can bring about a revolution in this evolution, who can bring about a change from the caterpillar to the butterfly amongst the masses of India. Amongst the galaxies of great leaders that India has been producing since time immemorial, the Government of India then, under the leadership of Mrs. Gandhi, had a very big debate as to who might be the youth leader for India. Names were suggested by many parties, by many thinkers, amongst the galaxies of those leaders of India's past and during that period. But nobody could stand the test of that time, the acid test. It boiled down and down and down, and finally one name stood out right, Swami Vivekananda, who was born on 12th January 1863. Unfortunately, Mrs. Gandhi could not announce that day to be celebrated as the National Youth Day all over the country in the education institutions. It was left to her son Rajiv Gandhi, who took over the Prime Ministership, and he found the papers which were to be announced in the Parliament, and one of them was this, signed by Mrs. Gandhi, announced by Rajiv Gandhi, saying that every year 12th January should be celebrated in all the institutions, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, race or sex. It will be called the National Youth Day. Some people do it, some people sideline it, for whatever reasons they know best. But whoever is doing it, in prestigious institutions, in rural areas, in villages, in towns, in cities, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Saurashtra to the northeast, they are an inspired lot. They have made a change in themselves before they aim to change the situation in the country. First, they turn the torchlight towards themselves. Find out the real personality behind this tiny body-mind complex, and then go out as great leaders, great movers, or what I call the sappers and miners of India. So I feel honored to be by proxy maybe in Bangalore and this institution this evening. I just happened to come to Bangalore from Chennai last night And knowing that I would be coming, our Swamis, out of their love and affection, put this invitation and asked me to just interact and share some thoughts on Vivekananda's message with all of you. Because just today morning at about 10 o'clock, we had a very mammoth, very inspiring, very emotionally charged program in the Ramakrishna Math Baswangudi, which is one of the oldest branches of the Ramakrishna order. Where a huge statue, gorgeous and outstanding statue of Swami Vivekananda was unveiled by Sri L.K. Advani, the Chief Minister, the Governor, the S.M. Krishna, the MPs, MLAs, and nearly 4,000 young boys and girls. It was so charged. It was unlike the leader of the opposition party speaking on Vivekananda in a very beautiful way. On a humorous touch, the National Security Guards, for security reasons, they had put a bulletproof covering for him to speak. But he came out of that and said, I feel terrified to see that. I don't want to speak from inside that, I want to speak outside and see the youth. There was thunderous applause by the 4,000 people. 1863, January the 12th, one day, Sri Ramakrishna, who would be the future Guru of Swami Vivekananda, was in his room, quietly talking to a few disciples. And suddenly he clapped his hands in joy. He was in ecstasy. And he said, my man has come, my man has come. And he saw a light, a vision-like thing, a light emanating from somewhere in Benares and touching a house in Calcutta. Sri Ramakrishna understood his man has come. And that man came. The first 15-20 years as boisterous, energetic, dynamic, challenging and highly enterprising young lad of Kolkata. Full of energy, full of wit, full of humor. But as a young boy, he knew who he was. It was as if he knew his destiny. He was making his own path amongst the masses of young boys and girls in Calcutta. His professor saw him, professors in the Scottish Church College. He said, Narendra, his pre-monastic name, his intelligence, his capacity to debate, his capacity to speak or to think, is the intelligence of all the German professors put together. Nobody could stand in debate with him in college, in school or college. And within that short span of 15-20 years, there were so many events. By the time is short, the vastness of his life, the intensity of his life, I cannot explore or place before you. And then the turning point in his life comes when his father, a bleeding lawyer of Calcutta at the time, suddenly passed away. He was the elder in the family. He had a sister, two brothers. He had to take care of the entire family. He did not know what is happening there, what is the expenses, what is the income. His father was managing the whole thing. But the very next day there were the moneylenders knocking on the door. The father was a kind of a spendthrift and he didn't keep the accounts properly. He didn't mind that. But Narendra was caught all of a sudden on the back foot. What to do? Mind you, his professor said the brilliant student Narendra was, the intelligence was all the German professors put together. He started knocking on the doors of some offices. Brilliant mind, but nowhere could he find a job. No vacancy. An unemployed youth sleeping on the streets of Calcutta. Then the destiny comes. His mother asks him a question. What are you talking about, God? What are you talking about worship? What has He done for you? Look at our poverty. Look at our misery. The roofs are leaking. No food, no clothing, no shelter. And he started thinking.